Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Oh, you getting it in? Somebody's getting it for you. What's good, people? Woo, what's good, people? It is the day of the day of another day we call Saturday. Anyway, that being said, 2 videos in 1 day. Anyway, that being said, I want to talk to you in reference to the abuse of a transgender woman. Okay, I just want you to vision this all out with me and work with me when I'm going to try to talk to you in reference to all the different steps that she goes through. Okay, I'm going to try to make this video quick, but I know I'm going to go into time, so I'll probably end up being a part 2. Anyway, that being said, okay, as a transgender woman growing up, I've learned that you really don't know you're transgender. You're already in the method of transgender, as far as you're already doing different things in reference to being true into whom you are. Now, being transsexual and transgender, same thing to me. You're doing things, I'm going to talk in reference to myself and as well in reference to people that I have seen. You do things in reference to where you feel as though you're just being the norm, which is yourself. It's always pointed out to you that you're different. You always pointed out that you are not like the other guys, or you're very much different. You're a girl, you're queer. The name calling begins, and you don't quite understand why is it that people are constantly making fun of you or starting problems with you, because this is you being you, and you don't know how to be anything else when you're only trying to be yourself. Anyway, that being said, so you move forward. You buy clothes that you like, you buy things that you like, but if you ever notice that, like within myself, you always buy things that are more flashy. If it's a suit, it's always a bridal suit, and your hair is always long, or it's some type of unisex type of style, which is not really male, but not really female, but it's like in between. You go through your life like playing the middle ground, basically, almost like they call it androgynous type of thing. Now, you find out that you're transsexual, you find out this type of thing does exist. You start going into, you know, trying to find your way to be true to you as far as making the inside match the outside. Now, you start to take medication as far as estrogen, progesterone, Paveras. You're taking shots, hormone pills, the yellow ones, the white ones, the pink ones, the blue ones, Pimerins. You're going through all this stuff, and you're heading to the transition point that you want to be. Now, of course, there's some girls who's not going to move as quickly as far as the process. Some girls, it takes a long period of time for her transition to take place. Some girls want a quick fix. Now, we said the quick fix means the pumping process. Basically, what they do is they go underground, because the hormones and stuff like that are not as moving effectively, and if they are moving, they still see themselves as exactly the way they started. They don't see no results. And through years and years and years and years of self-medication and pushing more and more of these type of medicine down their throat, they still see no results. He is still remaining he, and no one is not calling him she yet, because the hormones do work for some people, but they do not work for everyone. Some people have to go to the next step where they have to spend much more money to get to where they need to get to. Me, myself, of course, like I said before, I've gotten work done as far as my breasts and my hips. But I didn't get my butt done, even though people may think, but even though if I may say certain things, people are going to believe what they want to believe anyway. Anyway, so we move forward. As you're still medicating, you're constantly moving forward with the reality of life. You're constantly being haggled, you're constantly being made fun of. You're going into the gay community where some people are accepting you and some are not. Some people are calling you, they go one of those. You hear these things and you hear it come in, but you ignore it because you're saying, you know what, I don't even care. And I'm not saying all gay people, because some gay people really could care less and they're living their life, but trust me, they do stop and they do stare. But then again, if a nice looking guy walks through the door, they stop and stare. Human nature is to stare. She goes out, she's constantly being heckled, abused, made fun of, but she moves forward. Now, even though she's moving forward with her process, her transition, she's bringing it all with her. She's taking it all in. Even though we're known not to take the bad with us, we do bring it with us, because it's when that time when we're all alone inside the house, when no one's around, we're thinking of the names that we were called. We're thinking of the hurt and the things that people were saying to us, Sure, we say, oh girl, it doesn't bother us, but at the end of the day, at some point, it starts messing with us, and it triggers us, and it triggers us, till we get to the point where we try to find hair, we try to find things that will substitute for the pain. So we basically, some of us start self-medicating, they start smoking, they start doing coke, or whatever the case may be, or heroin, whatever the case may be, to try to ease the pain, because it hurts so bad. But through their transition, they're still going to fight to live their truth. Now, as they push through and keeping a smile on their face for everyone to make fun of them, they're hurting inside. And now, they find a man that comes into their life through their transition, who understands their struggle, who comes into their life and has sex with them just to walk back out. And they tell the man, you know, I thought you felt something for me, I thought you cared. He's no longer taking her calls. So now she's taking that with him. So now she's taking that with her. I'm sorry. She's taking that with her. Now she's taking the pain of society. She's taking the pain of the gay community. She's taking the pain of finding a job. She's taking the pain of being abused. And she's taking all this stuff with her. But alone at night, she self-medicates. And she keeps herself in the house. Because if they can't see her, they can't judge her. If she has a house to close the door. Because many of them are pushed out the house and put into the streets of the wilderness of the strong. Because you're going to have to be strong to deal with this. Okay, I'm going to take this to part 2 because I have a feeling my video is about to run out. So, we'll move on to part 2. Okay, she's put out into the street of the wilderness where she has to survive and try to make it the best way that she can. Okay, now she's out there on the streets, or she has a place to stay. Sometimes when the girls like me have a place to stay, we're put out. Because a lot of times our family or where we grew up at cannot really deal with our transition. Sometimes, if you're very lucky, you can find someone who gives you that support if you're from one of those families. But many of us are not, so we're put out into the streets. Once you put out into the streets, you get to find out the real world, how cold the real world is. The friends that you once had that used to laugh with you and smile with you know that you're now on the streets. Instead of embracing you, now they turn their back on you because they feel as though you've lost your place in life and you went down. So all of this abuse is coming into play into your mind. Now you have nowhere to go, which makes it basically you have to hustle and try to make money. Now a lot of times when it comes to the girls with their hustle, they have to hustle as far as prostitution or escorting, or as of today they call it sex worker. Either way, it's a form of prostitution to try to survive. In order for you to live, the person that you know, that you once know, has to die. And I always say you have to die in order to live. So all the pride and all the dignity that you once had has to get put away and put on the shelf. Because right now, you're in the belly of the beast. And you must survive the best way you can. So at this point, you cannot sit back and listen to what everybody has to say. It's all about survival. Now, that being said, you're out there, you're in the streets, you're tricking, you're coming in and out of cars. You can't deal with this whole new world that you're dealing with. You're trying to live your truth, but you feel like you're being punished for being true to you. As you live your life and you're going through this abuse, it is all going in. It is transpiring in your brain. It has not left you. It is traveling with you. Now, what's happening to the girls, she's still taking her hormone. She's still taking her medicine. She's still taking medicate, which I mean, when I say self-medicate, I mean drugs, as not as far as hormone, but as far as to get them to another place because they can't deal with what's happening to them. I'll call it like the beat down. You know, I can take a bat and somebody's in a corner and they're like this blocking it, and someone is beating them and beating them and beating them, and to the point where they just start blocking their face, and the fight is in them is not no more, and you're saying to yourself, just get up and fight back, and the person just will not fight back because everything that everybody has done to them is in their abused frame of mind, and they can't do it. And I'm not saying everybody, so before I get the people who say, well, that's not everybody. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying the abuse of a transgender woman. Now, she goes out, she meets a man, and she moves forward. She don't let him know her struggles and stuff like that. She's hurting, and she wants him to have compassion. She opens up her heart to him and stuff like that. She feels safe with him. He lets her stay at her house. If you're lucky, most times this will not happen. He's not going to let you stay at his house. He doesn't even want to be seen with you. Most activities will take place in a hotel. If you're lucky, he may let you stay there. But if he don't, eventually what you will do is you have to leave. once the sexual performance is over with, you will be thrown out on the streets. So that's, if you do it for love, that's on you. If you do it for money, that's on you. So now she's walking through the streets at night. She made a little money. She's going to the hotel. She's got a place to stay to get some sleep. Now she's sleeping. She knows that she has to get up again to try to make more money to survive to each and every day. Now she's moving forward. She's dressing better. She's looking better, but she's not happy. The angel that she once was is flying on a broken wing. She's now hurt. But she walks with a smile. And just because she smiles does not mean she's happy. She walks through the street. Her mind is just boggled. Now you have seen these girls. These girls are the girls that you see on Facebook. These girls are the girls you see on YouTube. These girls are the girls who overdo, exaggerate everything. They are a victim of abuse. I'm going to say it again. They are a victim of abuse. But however, we do not reach out to them. We do not have compassion for them. What we do is we take their picture and we post them on Facebook and we make fun of them and we laugh at them and we talk about their makeup. We talk about their lipstick. We talk about their clothes. Again. Okay, so we sit back and we watch the girls, they go and they sit back and they post pictures and stuff like that on Facebook. They make fun of her. They know that she's going through something. They know her struggles, and I'm talking in reference to a lot of people, especially the transgender women. Now, I've watched transgender women sit back and they laugh and they pass pictures on and, you know, talk about other transsexuals when you know that that girl is going through a lot. Sure, you may not understand her situation because it's not you, but you have to sit back and have some type of compassion. Ask yourself, what got her there? It is so sad when it's a discontinuation, when you want to discontinue yourself away from it. You joining with the party because you want to make fun of her as well. And you're watching a girl who's up there and she's performing and she's outside and she's performing, and then there's music and she's doing this stuff and they say, Lord, look at her, she's crazy. This is called the abuse of a transgender woman. In her mind, she's left. She's hurt. She's been beaten. She's been scarred. She's been lied to. She's been tricked. She runs to the people that's supposed to help her. They are the one who's the perpetrator to destroy her. Her mind cannot take it. She cannot gather any of her thoughts together like she used to. The one she put her trust into has now betrayed her, and now she's betraying herself. She don't know what to do. The emotional rap within her head is just like, I can't take it. I can't take it. However, she still strives through. And some people say, well, she shouldn't have did that to herself. She shouldn't have did it to herself. She was only being herself. And for you to say she shouldn't have did it to herself means that she should have never accepted who she was. She should have continued to live the lie like many others that have done through generations. But they're not really living a lie, are they? Because reality is that just sneaking and doing it. We call those the down low. But we won't go into that today because this is about the abuse of a transgender woman. She's moving forward and she's going out and she's noticing that things are changing a little. She's getting more money and stuff like that, but the mind has not changed. Now when people talk to her, they notice that she doesn't act the same. She acts really crazy. She acts wild. She's like, oh no, you're like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? And she's like, what is wrong with you? Because she's so much of abuse, she's already there. Now you have to understand, through the hormones, through the drugs, and through all this addiction, the brain can only take so much before it starts snapping. She'll do things that is not normal, but she won't see it as not normal because her mind has left her body. Yet she's still relevant in the soul, but her heart is just gone to the point where she just don't care no more. So the once girl who wanted to live her life, to be happy, to get to that picket fence with a boyfriend that loves her, and she could actually grow and build and stuff like that, the dream has now turned into a nightmare, and reality has woken her up to a dream that she never thought that she would be living. Okay, that moving forward. Now she's moving through reality and she's pushing through. She's learning that her dream is not going to be fulfilled the way she wants. So now she goes down different avenues and different avenues and different avenues. You know, this is the thing of what I've been trying to get people to understand. I'm not asking you to live the person's life. I'm not asking you to just jump on board and say, well, you know, da-da-da. when it comes to the girls like me, and I'm not just talking to the regular people, I'm talking to his regular, when I'm saying regular, you know what I mean, but so don't go down on me. The transgender community as well. You know, it's funny that when, it's not funny, but when you see other people join in to attack someone that is like you join in to attack her too. Now, I'm going to teach you something, well, I may not be. I'm just going to put a food in your thought. When you post a picture of a transgender woman and you're making fun of them, do you honestly think that the people that are around that's watching who posted, because everyone goes up to see who posted, are not saying, well, aren't you one of these? Aren't you one? Don't you do this? You say, oh, that's not me. Yeah, but wasn't you born this way? But you're making fun of them, but you're not looking at you. Now, they're not telling you that, but secretly, they're behind the inboxes and online, laughing at you. Yeah, they said, look at this. Look what she just posted. But I'm going to show you, look what she looked like. Because when they always say when you point the finger may be pointing at you, but the thumb is pointing back at me. And basically what I'm saying is, when you point the finger at someone else, it's pointing back to you. So that being said, the abuse of a transgender woman is so strong. When you see her, you should always embrace her for her strength and for trying to live her truth. It is so sad that every time I turn around, I'm seeing another transgender. And the sad part of some of the girls, I know a lot of people, some of the girls I actually do know, we talk about her body, the transsexuals talk about her body, they talk about, oh girl, look what she did this, she did that. But they're doing the same thing to you. Do not think you are exempt from this. When you're making fun of them, people are looking back at you as well. You're in the whole balloon of it all, the umbrella as they call it. You know, some girls need work done on their bodies. Some girls will never get to the other status of the girls. Why you cannot embrace, hey, that's what she want to do her. Why is it that you have to say, well, I don't understand why these girls do all this, this, and that. That's what they need to do for them. Did you say that? Did you hear the same thing when you changed your stuff and your parents said, why do you have to do this to you? Did you not forget what they said to you when you did it? So why is it that when another transsexual is getting work done on her body, you talking about her, but you forgot what they said when you were doing it? It's funny how we forget, but we love to do the abuse of a transgender woman. Now that she's moving forward in life, she gets the hackles and the laughs and stuff like that. When is the last time you stood up and said, you're not going to talk about her? When is the last time you said, girl, I got to stop this. This girl is like me. I see myself. This is a mirror image of me. Some girls may say, oh, well, I'm not married. I don't look nothing like that. But you still are a part of her. As long as you know that you get up in the morning and you have to take your hand and you stick it between your legs to push something back, you're pushing back her, which is basically you. So don't get it twisted that you feel as though you are exempt. So when you post something about someone else and you want to make fun of someone else, and you don't understand what's happened to this girl, her abuse, because it didn't happen to you. Remember, someone is marking your stay on this earth as well, and they're making fun of you. Your pictures are being passed around. And just because you may be a little more passable than others, they're passing those around even more. Because I'm going to tell you why. They feel as though, can you believe that this used to be, and still is, a nigga, a man, a homie, a dude? Do you honestly think that they're saying, oh, look at this beautiful woman? They described you from a title first, and it's not a beautiful woman. Even the ones who's so famously famous, they're still calling you a man behind your back. They're being polite to you. But trust me, when you're not around and they tell the story, people already know. And you know what they say when you come into the room? I'm going to tell you what she is. She's not a real woman. But don't look at her because she'll know I told you. But you're not going to catch on to that because you're feeling so fabulous. But anyway, it's called the abuse of a transgender woman. And now, have you joined her into the abuse thing? Have you started abusing a transgender woman? Have you looked at her and made fun of her and passed her pictures around and laughed at her and watched her performing and acting crazy? Because now you're making fun of her? Some of them been stabbed, some of them been beaten so bad, some of them been put out, some of them are not even here to listen to this video. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to put that out there, you know, the abuse of a transgender woman, that you will have much more compassion. And for those who want to listen, listen. For those who don't, you don't have to. Anyway, that being said, I just want to put it out there, so when you see another girl like me who seemed to have lost her way, and you see if somebody posted pictures of her making fun of her makeup and stuff like that, remember, they're looking at you as well. Be judged not, or you shall be judged too. Anyway, that being said, I want to say hello all the people, boom. I want to say people, bam. And I want to thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. I want you to do you. I want you to do you the best way you can. If nobody like it, then fuck them. All right.